G'day, my name is Andrew Luecke, and I've developed a new Clipsal CBUS lighting driver for Control4 known as CBUS PowerTools. What traditionally took about 2 hours with the extra vegetables driver can now take about 5 minutes. Now, CBUS PowerTools, it can run in parallel with the extra vegetables driver. In fact, in pre-release 1, which is this current release, you actually hook into the existing extra vegetables, PC interface and network interface drivers. Now, the big advantages over the existing extra vegetables tools is that it's got rapid commissioning. You can import XML or CGL files. XML tag files are preferred because it's also got the unit types built in as well. And it can also do application log without having to use CBUS Toolkit as well as many other functions. So what we'll do, to download a copy of the pre-release is currently limited to about 2 months or a bit earlier. And is mainly just for testing, so we don't recommend using it in any production systems. Just jump onto the cbuslink.com website, and the link's also at the end of the video, and go on to downloads. So just download the zip, add the drivers as per normal to your Control4 system. So just obviously you've got the CBUS PowerTools.c4z here, and that is the master driver, and you basically just need to add the lighting dimmers and the lighting relays and everything afterwards as per normal. So first off, you'll have to add the extra vegetables driver and make sure that that's working first. So just add their PC serial interface on their network interface. Next, add our CBUS PowerTools driver. Yep, so that's been added now. So as you can see, it actually spits out a cloud address down here and a password. So you can change the password as you want. We're just going to leave the default for now. So just copy that cloud address into your browser here. Now, sometimes it takes a while to connect if it's a bad connection. So here, okay, so we've got the login to CBUS PowerTools. Just copy the cloud password for now. Now you can change that, obviously. I've just left the default. Press login. Okay, and that's it basically. So you're now logged into CBUS PowerTools. So I'll just go through some of the quick features. Now this will run on mobile as well, so we've tested on Android mobiles, and it seems to fit the screen just fine. So it's a good option, even if you're outside of Wi-Fi coverage while testing lights outside. You can still use it on 4G as well because it's basically using the external cloud. So the first feature is an application log. So traditionally you'd use the CBUS toolkit for that, but say for instance we press group 1, it'll actually pick them up here, so you can pick up different feedback and everything. So it's good for basically learning what circuits do what. Secondly, you've got a status. So that'll tell you the real-time status of those drivers. And keep in mind that this system will automatically sniff out the bus and learn new groups as they kind of come in. So it's good if you don't have the CBUS toolkit file, or if you've never touched CBUS before. It's kind of a safe way of getting those group addresses as you require. So you've got, we'll skip over import, we'll get to that in a second. You've got provisioning. So provisioning will tell you what drivers you need to add. We don't actually have access to add drivers automatically. Unfortunately, that's a limit in the Control4 API. But the big advantage of this tool is that you can just basically double click them. You can just add the amount of drivers that you need, and then this driver will automatically commission them as required. About/support, that's pretty obvious. That's similar to the other page. Okay, so let's do an import now. There's 2 types of imports. CGL files. So CGL files are compatible with more CBUS programming tools. But the tags files that come out of CBUS Toolkit. So we'll just show you one here. So that's CBUS Toolkit. So this is just a basic job. The big advantage of these is that it's also got the module types. So to grab this file, you basically need to jump into the Clipsal C drive Clipsal Seagate 2 tag directory. Just to open up the XML file with a notepad or your favorite tool basically. So we'll just pull that open now. Okay. Okay, so just copy the data from that. Close it. You don't need it anymore. Do import. Just copy and paste it. And then press import XML tags file content. If it's a CGL file, same kind of thing. The results are pretty much the same, except that you don't get, it won't automatically learn which modules are which. So let's just click this. So it's running the import. This generally takes a few seconds. Okay, so we're done. Let's go into now status. So as you can see, it's added all these groups, and it's given all the ones that were in the file names as well. If you've got multiple applications, I'm not sure if this file does. Okay, yep, so there's 2 and group 48. There are 2 groups there, but we're not actually using them. But that was in the file, but it can import different applications as well. So it's got that, and we can just scroll through it. Now, if you want to turn a light on and off, for instance, what have we got? So we've got a CBUS module here. You can actually turn them on and off here. So we'll just do circuit number 1. As you can see, circuit number 1 went on. Turn it off. Group number 1 went off. You can flash it, so we'll just press flash. So flashing is good if you're trying to locate which circuit it is. And at the very top, you just got to stop flashing all if you want to stop that. Now, it will also receive feedback as well. So if we go into application log here, and I manually press it using the buttons, as you can see, it's pulling it up, and it's pulling up the names and everything as well to that application log. All right, so now that we've got everything here, let's actually start commissioning them. So the first thing is that we need to go into provisioning. So provisioning will actually will tell you how many more drivers you need. So unfortunately, we can't add the drivers automatically to Control4, not unless we get a certified driver, and that's relying on Control4. But otherwise, what we need to do, so we'll just go into Composer now. This is almost just as easy. So we need 10 blind drivers, 8 dimmer drivers, and 72 lighting relays. So we'll just maybe add a few of the relays for now. Oh, sorry, that's actually the incorrect driver, but that's okay. It's a good demo anyway. You can see that the relay under extra drivers has actually shown up to be negatives. So it's actually the on-off, sorry. Now this system's actually, the problem with this system is that the system's actually struggling, just because this is actually a slow laptop. Okay, so we'll add them. Okay, you can basically see that the lighting relays are dropping. It's a lot faster than what you'd get if you're doing it manually. Okay. So we'll just add maybe 5 or 10 now. So we'll just add a few. Okay, so the problem here is actually CPU usage because I'm actually using a really slow computer, and we've got a lot of drivers actually added in the other rooms for testing purposes. All right, so now that's loaded. So we've added a whole bunch. So as you can see, we've added about 5 dimmers and probably about 5 lighting relays. So now we'll just press commission, and I want you to focus on the other window. So you'll see all of these have just been given generic naming for now. Press commission config. and they're named almost instantly, similar to the Sonos driver, basically. So now we'll go into it. So pantry, as you can see, it's basically been given an application and a group decimal number on all of them. And from here, it's just basically like the normal driver. So under the downlights, for instance, we can just click it as per normal, on, off, you know, as you require, basically. So we're currently working on there. This is currently a pre-release of the driver. We're hoping to have a final version eventually, and we're looking for distributors currently. Now, for completion of the blinded driver, we're just waiting on more hardware, basically. But once that's done, our blinds will also work. But however, you don't actually need if you're running it in legacy mode, you can still continue to run those drivers. So as you can see here, we're using the PC serial interface. But if we go into, for instance, the Clipsal, jump into here. So if we basically want to use the original drivers, we'll just double click it. Again, apologies for the speed. That's just because of the speed of this laptop, basically. Just load it. Okay, so because the extra vegetables drivers connect directly to the PC serial interface, what will actually happen is that you can continue to use these drivers as you want. So you can basically have partially my drivers and partially theirs drivers as required. So for more information, basically, you can basically jump onto the CBUS link website. Otherwise, you can also drop me a bell. So I've got various contact details under here as required. So here you go. Email address, Facebook, LinkedIn. Facebook's probably the best way to get me. I never checked my LinkedIn, to be honest. My other details, so if you need quick access to my email, it's just there, or you can jump onto the website. If there's any other questions, you can certainly email me. Just let me know. We're hoping that the final release is done quite soon. At the very least, the original release, it's very useful, as you can see, for application logging and stuff like that. Another advantage as well is that if there's circuits that you've missed, you can basically get your customer to press, and it's already got a button assigned on the wall. You can basically get your customer to press the button on the wall while you're not even at the job. You can jump onto the cloud remotely, so using that cloud link that we were on before previously, and just learn the IDs from there and then add it to the system as required. So yeah, any problems, just send me through an email and just let me know. All right, see ya.